and together you'll make it.
Thank you for that. I think it's a very nice idea to just get together and speak to people who are experiencing what you're experiencing. Someone said, unless you're a parent of a child with a challenge, then you would not know what we go through and what we're talking about, just like David also said.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, our moderator. Good morning, parents. Yeah, this is an opportunity we have been given so that we can be able to interact, engage, and also ventilate. This is a good opportunity for all of us as parents. My name is Dr. Mary Sam from University, a lecturer there, teaching students who are going to teach your children in high school, secondary schools. Maybe I can start with my experience before I can say it is doable. I've been a teacher before for learners with special needs, that is the hearing impairment, for almost 10 years before I joined Mo University. And may I encourage you parents that it is possible. These learners, they can excel and move on. I want to give you an example of my student who graduated last year. And this is a deaf student. Let me not start with the condition. This is a learner who has a hearing impairment. Dad, or calling you dad. Actually, I was so overjoyed when I saw my student appearing in the graduation list. This is a student who is hearing impaired. Because for the time I've been in Mo University, I had never seen a student who had graduated with who has special needs. For me, I really felt it. You know, it was like something, different has happened. And I want to say, parents, it is possible. So we receive students to the university. And we all know the cut points that if a student has special needs, it is a C, lower, it is a C. The others is C+. And I want to thank the government of Kenya. We are receiving students, they are there with us, and we are there as lecturers to teach them. In our university, Mo University, we have students taking special needs education. And these are the students who are going to teach those learners in special schools for learners with hearing impairment, visual impairment, and we teach them these courses. The challenge is, when they come, they are taking 2 teaching subjects, plus now an added advantage, that is the aspect of special needs. So, when we present our results at the Senate, you find that they are complaining, why are these students taking so many courses, 76 courses, 77? Why are they taking them? While others are taking 56 courses. But we are telling them who is going to support these learners who are in special schools. Ignore that. Who is going to be there for them? And this is what we are working for. And I want to say, so far so good. Though the courses are many, we are saying our students are being catered for in special schools, secondary schools, and even in the primary. And I want to say, we are still fighting for that. Even if we are accused, we are labeled as lecturers of SME. We are saying we are standing firm for our children because they are our children. Even if I don't have a child who has special needs can occur at any time in your life. The way we have been learning and we know. Therefore, even the big people, they can also acquire special needs. That is something they forget, that this thing, you can acquire it. So I want to encourage you parents that it is doable. My latest experience was in May this year. We have a student who has diverse cases of special needs. He has cerebral palsy, he is physically challenged, he has no speech, and here is a student who has been brought to our university. This student is with us, we are teaching him. And the thing is, other departments are not recognizing that these are people who can excel. And I remember they called me, Sambu, where are you? This is your student. During that particular time, it becomes your student. They are not looking at the fees the student is paying. They are looking at the disability. So, this student is supposed to be posted, is supposed to be assessed during micro-teaching. But because they don't understand these things, I was called upon. Come and assess your student and give him marks. And I said, I'll do it because I'm there for him. I stood for him. And you know what? We organized with the student. I called one of my colleagues, come, we are going to assess him. And I know he is good. Because when you look at the handwriting of this guy, actually he is better than all of us. He is very good. Writing with the left hand. This one is, the other hand is not there. But he is writing with the left hand. But he is producing the best. The student is taking mathematics, chemistry. Yeah? You can see, parents, it is doable. It is possible. If we all come together, if we all give them that is required from early beginnings. So we went there, I called a few students. I just picked on them outside there. Kujeni tusaidiane hapa. That is the way to go. So that we can be able to give them what it takes. I told them, sit down, as I assessed the student. And the student presented his work on the board. And he was asking them, using sign language, because he has no speech. And he will ask this one, what is this? What is this? A very interesting class. At the end of the day, I gave him the marks, and he passed. Okay? This is the things we are saying. Even if you are not a parent, where you are, if you are an expert in special needs, can you show yourself that you are there for these students and help them, support them? Today, we are saying that student, we said we are going to post him in an inclusive school, and that is in Mombasa. I'll go there and assess him because I want him to get what is required to be given and then to be employed by this government. He is very good, he is very smart. So parents, let us do our part. I did a research during COVID, and my experience was, actually, as we talk of online learning, for our learners, I was dealing with the hearing impairment. For our learners, nothing was going on. They were just there. I used snowballing sampling technique. And when I was calling these parents, what is happening to our learners with hearing impairment at home? What is he doing? Anything going on online? What about the KISE programs? Are you aware of them? But there was nothing. You know why? I think our programs are biased. Our government is biased. Because not all of us have internet connectivity. Not all of us have electricity at our homes. You are lucky, you parents who are here today, because at least you have something to take home for your children. But what about that one in the village? Uko ndani kabisa. What is happening to that parent who is not even aware of what is happening, what is going on? Let us go home, try to reach them also, so that these learners can benefit. Otherwise, we receive them at the university, we are there, and we are standing for them. We teach them, though that negative attitude is there. It is all over, by the way. Even at that level, I want to say, we are there, we are standing for them. The other thing is lack of teaching and learning resources at that level. We are not there, but we are saying we are working for that, and we know one day we shall reach where we want. Thank you, and God bless.
These are the kind of people we need in the community. They love our children and they go out of their way to do it for them. So let's appreciate her. Really, I admire that. A teacher saw my child and decided, Mama Ruthie, I'm going to take Ruthie. I'll give her tuition. I'll teach her every day and ensure she gets to where she can go. We've done that for about 2 months. I'm seeing a difference. And yet she had so many teachers and for so many years. But this one decided to go out of her way. And that's what you're doing, and we're wishing you all the best because I'm sure you'll help this country in the long run. All right, so we need to move again. And we are going to talk to another teacher, Amy Tudungo. Maybe you can tell us as parents, because you deal with our children, and we are the parents here. What is your advice to us as a teacher, to us when we are talking to you? How can we better things? How can we make learning even better for our children? Yeah.
Thank you so much. Like I said, my name is Amy Tudungo. That name is a tongue twister to most of us. I come from Narok County. So when you talk of Narok County, you see it's an ASAL area. So even having sat here for me is so humbling. Thank you so much, KISE, for producing such a great teacher. Let's clap for KISE. If it wasn't for KISE, nobody could imagine that Amy from a very local village in Enosail could speak today here. So such opportunities are great, such opportunities are honored. And that's why when I see Lynette, I see Flora, they see a great leader ahead. Now, as a head of a special school in such a remote area, let me encourage parents that already SNE issues are well articulated. If there are schools in Marsabit, if there are schools in Lodwar, if there are schools in Narok, then the government is doing something good. There are so many schools out there. The only thing that we want to fight is we are not getting the best funding. The grants are so less, between 15,000 to about 50,000. So 50,000 per term, parents, is not easy. Let me also appreciate the fact that, and first of all, regrets. There's so many bad mouthing by teachers to the parents, telling them that there is no space for your child, telling them that your child cannot perform, looking at the negative part of the child more than the child herself. I regret on behalf of all the teachers, and we are sorry. Am I forgiven? Yeah, because yesterday, parents really talked their mind, and I liked it. You know, you are told negative, they can't. Yet there's a very good language that this child is able to do this, but has a difficulty in doing this. You see, there's a way, teachers, that we can improve. And I'm taking this message loud and clear to all the people that will listen to me, that let us look at the child positively first. Let the disability come second. Let not even see the disability anyway. Who is not disabled even seated in this room? We are all candidates of disability. We are disabled in one way or the other. There is nobody who has scored 100% anyway. Is there? No. The highest score maybe is 92, 95. So what about the 5%? And we keep accusing people that you're disabled. How many fingers are pointing at you? So parents, we should be forgiven for being that ignorant as teachers. Now, coming straight to your point. Yeah, and maybe I even wanted to correct something that I heard yesterday. Parents, it's still important for you to trust the special schools. Let us not run away from the schools that the government has used a lot of resources to fund, that the government has trained so many teachers to teach. And with the workload of you as a parent, can you be a teacher? Us teach your children. I'm a wife and a mother. But you know what I've decided? I stay with those children with mental disabilities in their school. I need to be clapped for. Yes, I left the comfort of my home because I love these children passionately. I want to watch them sleep. I want to see what they eat, how they wake up in the morning. There are still passionate teachers out there, and the best examples are here, seated with you. And I really want to invite you from our humble backgrounds. We love them. And if there's anything that I love and I not want to go away from, is dealing with learners with disability. For me, it's children. Clap for them. They are the most honest people alive. I've never interacted with someone who loves us big. You know, when I go back to Poroko today, I will be received. I will be clapped for. I'll be carried with these 90 plus kgs by those learners because they know I love them. So, parents, don't fear aping. Someone said they ape. Yes, there is aping because a learner will always want to learn from someone. You know, they learn from their peers more than they learn from teachers. So, ours is also to reduce the aping and tell them this is not right. Kamau may be having a ritualistic behavior, which is not right, but the teacher will be there to correct that. But where do we get togetherness? Where do we get them learn? Where do we get them have friends, if not in school? That company alone tells them. I have a story of a boy who was misplaced and taken to a hearing impaired school, yet he had Down syndrome. He lost speech completely. Now, he's 2 years in the school, and you know what? He speaks. He now speaks. He says mama, he says baba, and the father cried. Because he never imagined that one day that boy would speak. Now, let me come and talk to parents, and you'll forgive me for this. I'll really go straight to what I expect a good parent to be. Am I allowed?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so most of the time, as parents, we love our children too much. To an extent that you want to do everything for them. And you know what that one translates to? A very dependable child. A child who will not do anything for themselves. Come to boarding school. As old as they are, they've never been taught to the basics, you know? So why don't we allow them to keep on trying? Why don't we allow them to also do things for themselves? Do stuff for themselves and correct them. You need to bathe a 19-year-old boy. Are you not infringing on their rights of privacy? There are things that parents, we should do differently. Let us not overlove them. Let us not over-concentrate on them, because we are releasing them to the world. Who will be pampering them outside there when this world is so tight? Let us reduce the love and the sympathy and allow them be. Let them be. Let them try, let them fail, let us celebrate their successes, let us correct their failures, and nothing will be wrong about that. So, and another part of the parenting is, it was even said here yesterday that most of the parents will always depend on organizations for special needs to pay for the children, don't get me wrong, yeah? We better pay for this other normal, in quotes, child, and wait for an organization to pay fee for this other one. We have a big problem of parents supporting in terms of fee payment. I'm not talking about the parents in this room. I'm not talking about you who is seated here. Because you who is seated here, you want the best.
50-year-olds, because somebody took them there and left them there. And that person becomes an adult and nobody has ever collected that person. Whereas if you give an opportunity to a parent to educate their child in the nearest primary school, hamtakosa kazi mwalimu. In fact, by making sure that as many public schools as possible have facilities for inclusive education, it will ensure everybody who's been trained by mwalimu over there, who has been trained in special education needs, has a job and is doing their job within a primary school, a high school that is nearest to the child. So every child has a right to education, but the truth of the matter is that in Kenya, not every child with disability is going to school. The other thing is the expense of the schools, because she's touched on it, and she said other parents pay the most, like they're happy to pay for other children, but not to pay for special education needs. The truth of the matter is, as I sit here as a parent, I can say, and I am a witness, for all these parents, that they don't have the money. They don't have the money because special education is expensive. When you're paying 20,000 in a private school for a typical child, you're paying 120,000 for a child with a disability. Because the teacher is going to ask for extra this and extra that and extra that. So, no, it is the truth of our experience. So let us agree first and foremost that as parents, our experiences are valid. We're not saying that teacher experiences are not there or whatever. We are just talking about our experiences. So special education has been very expensive. And parents, because of loving their children, have taken them to private schools. Mpaka mahali pesa itaisha. Mpaka mahali plot itaisha. I go to very many homes. One time unakuta, they have a beautiful couch. The next time you go, that couch is not there, unapatiwa stool. If you ask the parent what is going on, tuliuza ndio tupeleke mtoto shule, because they want to pay for therapy services, and it's just the truth. So the reason why we are doing advocacy for inclusion in public schools is because we want public schools to be equipped with the best for all learners with disability, that the child can come out from the house with the brothers and the sisters to go to school, not separate, because we don't have separate families for those with disability and separate families for those without, so that they can grow together. That way we begin to end stigma. That way we work through inclusion, and that way we even create opportunities for transition in future.
Nice, could you share? Very, I mean, if children are not in school, we need to know what is going on. And the Ministry of Education needs to maybe let us know what they're doing about it. Yeah. So she's going to tell us why her child is not in school, actually. Good.
So actually both my kids have intellectual disability of sorts, and the first one has hit her educational ceiling. She's 15 going 16 in January. There is no school that will accept her at that age. I believe with what Jackie says, she needs to grow with her peers, not with her where her intelligence reaches. So my problem is I cannot find a school that will take her till she gets to the age of 18. I cannot find a vocational school that will take her to go do hairdressing or cookery because those are her interests. Because if I take